Hello guys, it's Crystal Briefs and welcome to another video of mine. So in this video I'm going to explain to you about squads that are really important when it comes to how formations work. Understanding squads behavior helps you understand a battle report that has rather unexpected results. By the way, if you're keen to understand how battle works in Lords Mobile, don't forget to subscribe because I'm planning to make hell of a lot on that. So now let's dive into the topic. Squad is a recurring idea in this game as it's mentioned with regard to army talents of familiars and hero skills, etc. So what is a squad? Squad is the smallest or basic functional unit of troops that engages in a battle, which is a built-in combat simulation that you can see in a battle movie. Troops are grouped together as a squad to act like one entity in this simulation. If you go to the formation page, you'll see these icons, and each icon represents a squad with its initial position. Also, if you go to the drill, you'll clearly see separation among squads. I've heard some people think each troop is engaging in a war individually, but that's not true, because there are many phenomena that can't be explained by that. It's squads that are producing results. So I'm going to introduce you to a comprehensive list of rules that apply to squads. And the videos will be separated into two parts because just one video would be too long. In the first video, I'm going to explain to you about the overarching rules like how squads are determined. In the second video, I'll move on to describing rules for the behavior of each squad. These rules have been established based on my experience and many hours of testing, but don't assume what I say is absolutely true, and feel free to comment down below if you have any doubt. Also, there will be some infos that are too obvious or you already know, so feel free to skip that part. So the first rule in part 1 is that each troop type makes 4 squads, not more. If you have at least 4 troops of, say, infantry, that'll make 4 squads, each of which only has 1 troop. If you have 1 million, each squad will have 250k troops, exactly 25% of the total number. I think that's pretty obvious, but sometimes people easily forget something that simple. For example, if you look at this report, some people may wonder why the defender has received damage to cav before the entire front line is taken down. Well, in this case, each squad has 250 troops, and since 500 infs are dead, it means exactly 2 squads of infantry were destroyed, while the rest were intact. So you'd expect that the ranged on the attacker's side retargeted to cav after killing off 2 squads of infantry. Next, if you have different tiers for a troop type, each tier will be equally separated into each squad. If you have 1 million each T2 and T4, one squad will have 250k each T2 and T4 to make up 500k troops. And this rule can explain this kind of report down here. So this is a similar setup in which the defender has inf as the front and mixed tiers of troops. As you can see, higher tier troops are damaged before the lower tier troops are completely killed off. This is because 2 squads that contains both T1 and T4 infantry are completely destroyed. Moving on, this one is kinda obvious. Squads of the same side don't physically interfere with each other. As many squads as possible can physically overlap with each other, and they can still do their job completely fine. If you look at this bizarre setup in which the attacker only put 1 troop as a buffer troop, the enemy squads are overlapping like nothing is wrong. Finally, for part 1, about the travel speed of squads. Travel speed of ranged is the slowest. Infantry is barely faster than ranged, and the cav is the fastest. A lot of you probably thought inf is the slowest, but when you look at the movie, it's actually not. Let me show you here. So the formation of our side is inf wedge, and try to compare between ranged and inf side by side. Play again. And repeat that. It's kind of hard to see, but Inf is traveling just a bit faster than the ranged. Does that practically matter though? Probably not, because ranged troop can attack from far away, so however slow they are, it doesn't really matter. Also, different tiers of the same troop type travel at the exact same speed. So in this setup, I put 2 Tier 5 ranged troops to turn half the squad outline into Luminary Marksman, the Tier 5 figure. Squads at the either end is Tier 1 figure. Now compare the speeds in the movie. If the hero attack is triggered at different timings, that means they travel at different speeds, but that's not the case here. So all tiers of the same troop type travel at the same speed. However, the speed of travel on the map changes with tiers. And now to the summary of part 1. So the first rule is that each troop type makes up 4 squads, and the second one is that different tiers distribute evenly, and one squad carries 25% of each tier. The third one is pretty obvious. Fellow squads don't interfere with each other. And fourth, the travel speed of squads in the battle movie is fixed for each troop type, regardless of tiers, and ranged squad is actually the slowest to travel. The travel speed on the map is different across tiers and troop type though. I think that's the end of part 1, and if you found it interesting so far, please like my video and subscribe to my channel to watch part 2 as soon as it comes out. Thank you for watching, and see you in part 2.